Well, it's been a few months since I posted a video. I've been out of town and then I was busy and lots of things have come up. So I thought I would start updating the channel again. This time, not with a full review, but I have an unboxing today. An unboxing very similar to an unboxing that I already did. In this case, I have yet another Zastava M90PS, the 556 AK. This one with a different stock than the last one. And I picked it up earlier today, so it's fresh off the dock, as they say. And so let's get into it real quick. I'm not going to waste too much time. So just like the last video, that if you scroll through my channel, you'll see, I'm not sure how many videos back it is, but it's a few months ago now, probably 3-4 months ago. This is another M90, like we just talked about. So this one is different in that the first one I bought was in Serbian red. It has that dyed walnut or whatever kind of wood that is. Anyway, that red furniture is long gone. It's been replaced. We'll get into that a little bit later towards the end of the video to really show what I did to that previous M90, which I still have. And we'll just get into this one real quick. So, just like the last video, we have your typical owner's manual. Goes in, talks about everything you could possibly want to talk about. Typical AK stuff, history of Zastava, procedures, breakdown. Very thorough manual, not like the old Narenko days where you got like some, photocopied manual that was stapled together. This is actually fairly decent. Decent quality paper as well. Open it up, you're going to have your typical plastic sleeve. We'll go ahead and get rid of that now. So this one has the folding Zhukov stock. Let me rotate it around for you guys. And I bought this rifle based on the price that I got it for. So the Zhukov is not my first choice, although now that I have one, it's actually pretty nice. Up front, you're going to have the overmolded kind of textured rubbered Hogue forearm. These are actually really nice. They have an aluminum heat shield inside. They have these removable panels that you can put these Picatinny rails on, which these are not very good. But it gives you an option to put something, probably a light. I don't think I'd put anything that needs to be zeroed on it, like a PEC. It's adequate for that. I never did that to mine, but then again, I took mine off. You've got a Magpul pistol grip, and then you have the folding Zhukov in the rear, also by Magpul. That's probably the star of the show with this gun. Surprisingly well made. I don't know if I should use the word surprisingly. I mean, Magpul does think through everything that they come out with for the most part. What I do like about it is on the sling side, it has this QD cup here, which is anti-rotational. I tried it earlier off camera with a QD sling mount, and it is indeed anti-rotational. Really nice feature there. They have these slots here where you could, if you so chose, you could install QD cups here. They're not installed. That's if you want to do that, you can do that. It's ambidextrous on that side. And then, of course, you have a sling loop here if you really wanted to put it there. It's adjustable for length of pull. It has this little slide out mechanism here. I don't know how many people have length of pull this long, but if you do, you have the option to do that. So very nice stock overall. I don't know how durable this would be long term. You've got an entirely plastic hinge here. It looks like with a steel pin, but it's secured with around a plastic housing. Stock folds to the right, which is nice, and keeps your optics mount free, so you can put a red dot or whatever you want in there and then fold the stock and not have to worry about issues with that. Like a lot of those AKs, like the 74 series, the stock folds the other direction and it kind of screws you on your optics mount. So nice touch there. Not a bad stock. I think if you wanted to keep it, I think you'd be happy. You can even adjust. You can swap this out and put an extended recoil pad on there if you wanted to for whatever reason. I've done that on some M4 stocks that I have. And typical M90 fare, not much to talk about there. Your adjustable gas system, that's probably one of the big selling points for this rifle. A really nice feature. You do have to take the gas tube off and disassemble the weapon, so pull the carrier out and the tube off, and then adjust the settings and then install it again. I think a lot of people are using this clip and pulling up on the clip. You definitely don't want to do that. Certainly not long term. You're going to bend that clip out of spec. These are really good guns. I mean, this was under $1,000. You know, I'm not sure exactly how much lower than 1,000 you're going to get it, but for the price paid, they're definitely worth it. It comes with the polymer mag. I mean, I think these are good range mags. They're not bad. They have reinforcing in the front and rear, and they're adequate. I much prefer the steel magazines, which of course you're going to have to pay more for. So these are the M85/90 Zastava steel magazines. These are about $40. Maybe you can get them on sale if you're lucky. Really, really well-made magazines. These are very similar in build quality to like the old Galil mags, those 35-round Galil mags, for those of you who remember those days. That's what I prefer, and that's what I recommend you run with. These are considerably heavier, and of course they cost considerably more. Another option would be something like an AC Unity magazine. Those are really nice, and of course they're like $15 versus $40. So do what you will with that information. I primarily go steel, and I'll use these polymers for range use. And just a really well thought out rifle. This is new from the last time I ordered a rifle. This is talks about the Halyard mission, or Operation Halyard. So this is pretty interesting. Just a little bit of a background on Operation Halyard. So this has to do with the rescue airlift of Allied pilots who were shot down over the Balkans in World War II, and over time they were being given safe haven. In this case, by the Chetniks, the Serbian partisans, led by General Mikhailovich, who actually Tito had executed after World War II. He just kind of was left without a chair when the music stopped after the communist takeover. But in this case, Mikhailovich, say what you will about him, was a hero because he was instrumental in the rescue of over 500 U.S. pilots and Allied personnel. So it's a nice touch that they put this in here, Office of Strategic Services, or OSS. That's back in a time, when Serbia... I mean, I'm not saying they're not an ally today, but this is a nice touch where they kind of connect America to Serbia, where of course these guns are made still, and Kragujevac. So real nice. If you want to read up on the Halyard mission or the Operation Halyard, there's a lot of information online about it. And so the M90. If you really want to get into like why you'd want to have something like this, I think mainly it's because, well, you're tired of AR-15s. That probably won't be one reason. Or if you have a bunch of 7.62x39 AKs and you're getting tired of that, and you want the ballistics and the availability of a 5.56. Now, 5.45 AKs, I think, are kind of on the way out. That ammunition has been increasingly hard to source over the years. It never really caught on, and in the Warsaw Pact it wasn't really adopted by that many people, and far and away the 7.62x39 guns are more prevalent on the world stage, mainly because they were made for many more decades, and it's just a more prevalent setup with the caliber. So 5.45, like if you want something like that, it's going to be a boutique rifle, boutique round, and you're just not going to be able to get the trigger time on a rifle like that as easily, certainly not as economically. So that's where something like this M90 comes in, where you want the operating system of an AK, but you want the ballistics and the ammunition compatibility with your AR-15s. So I have lots of 5.56 ammo, and so all I really need to do is get a proprietary magazine, and you really don't need that many for a semi-automatic rifle. 6 or 7 per rifle is fine. And I can take out both different weapons on a certain day and just bring one type of ammo. These do shoot really well. The M90 that I have already in inventory, and this is the second one, has been modified. I'll go ahead and put that on the screen if it fits in the viewfinder to show the final result. So the previous M90 looks something like this. As you can see, it's been modified. It has the Yugoslav style grip, beach stock. The good thing about the wood buttstock on this modification is that it adds weight to the rear of the rifle, and it kind of balances it out, because these M90s are a little bit front heavy because, well, one, it's an AK, it's automatically a little front heavy, and it's got an 18-inch barrel. So it feels a little front heavy even in the Zhukov configuration. And with this system, and you put an optic on there and you put a heavier buttstock, it kind of evens the weight out. This thing just shoots great. On the front here, we have that Damage Industries flash hider. Really affordable, $20. Matches the rifle perfectly. Excellent flash suppression. You really don't need a muzzle brake for a 5.56, certainly not one that weighs 9 pounds like this one does. So yeah, this was a quick unboxing of yet another M90PS. This one will probably be modified, and I'll probably put some sort of optic. Probably going to go with another one of the Holosuns on a T1/T2 compatible low mount like I have on this other M90. I find that setup to be really nice. It's very intuitive. When you put your face down to the stock, the reticle's right there. And for the distances I'm shooting, this is really 0 to 300 yards. The red dot is fine. And yeah, so that's all I have for this one. I'm not going to beat you to death. So look forward to another gun review coming up. The range that I normally shoot at has since closed down, so I have to source different places to shoot now that are farther away. I have to get that all arranged. And 2 of the gun stores that I normally use have also closed down, so I've had to find new gun stores to use. So in addition to being out of town for a while, a lot of different things have happened. So it kind of put this channel on ice. So we're back, and let me know in the comments what you think of the M90. Is this really worth getting over something like just the basic M70 from Zastava? How does this compare to something from PSA? What do you think for the price range? I happen to like these. If your opinion differs from mine, by all means, I definitely encourage you to comment if it's different from my opinion, and let me know what you think. So this has been a quick unboxing from Rabbit Hole Reviews.